So again, we are here to take a look at the 2023 Fall Product Program. This is the Service Unit Coordinator training level. And so I am meeting with our service unit coordinators who are, again, taking time out of your schedule, not only for this evening, but also throughout the program to kind of be our liaison between the volunteers, our Girl Scouts, and the staff as well. So without this program, we really couldn't offer things without you. So just to get started, I wanted to share our program dates. So the sale will begin on September 22nd and run through October 16th this year. As you're well aware, there are some dates prior to September 22nd and after October 16th that we do need to keep in mind, but that is the date of the sale and the program. So let me go ahead and get this started here. Again, I wanted to thank you for your attendance. Without our volunteers, we really wouldn't be able to do the fall product, the cookie program, or really any of our other programs that we may want to offer our girls. And so without each and every one of you, many of you on the call tonight are repeat coordinators for me. So I really appreciate you coming back and working with me. And I'm also excited to have onboarding a few new service unit coordinators as well. So it's always fun to pass that torch. And we end up working really closely with one another, whether there are questions from your volunteers, you have questions, or there are things that maybe you have suggestions that we can do better to help our volunteers. So without you, nothing at Girl Scouts of Central Illinois would work. And so I really appreciate everything that you do, not only for the product sales, but for everything that you do for Girl Scouts. So thank you very much. So I'm going to go ahead as we get talking about the program and take myself off video. That's going to just help save the integrity of the recording. You are welcome to leave yourself on camera or take yourself off camera, whatever you prefer. I will be pausing periodically throughout the training to pause for any questions. So feel free to unmute yourself at that time and ask any questions. I'll also be keeping an eye on the chat feature. So if you have any questions and have the ability to use that, feel free to drop a question in there, and typically we'll read that out and share it with the group as well, just for the benefit of everyone. So feel free, you can leave your camera on, take it off, whatever you're most comfortable with, but we'll go ahead and get started. So again, the Fall Product Program will run September 22nd through October 16th. And we are going to see the same theme this year, again, in Fall Product and cookie program that we did last year. So this year's theme is owning our magic. So I am excited to help our volunteers and our Girl Scouts to own their magic while they're doing the fall product program. And then additionally later when they are working with the 24 cookie program. The mascot for each program is going to be different. For the fall product program, it's this very cute ocelot that you'll see throughout the training. There are some very cute plush ocelot opportunities for our girls to earn as well. And Erin will actually share a little bit about the ocelot once I get through some of the council details. So it helps to know where we've been before we talk about the new year and where we're going. And so I just wanted to share some highlights of the fall product program. And I also wanted to show you how, again, year over year, this program seems to grow. And I think that is because we have such a strong service unit coordinator team that helps and assists our volunteers and our troop leaders and our parents. But I also think it's because the program is so user-friendly, welcoming to the girl, and really fun for them as well. So you'll see throughout the rest of the training when we talk about the avatars and some of the rewards, how the M2 site is very intuitive and fun for our Girl Scouts, which if they're interacting with the site, they'll interact with customers, and then sales are very simple. So fall product is typically known as a friends and family sale, but these girls are still killing it with the friends and family that they know and their neighbors in getting some great sales. So last year we had a total of 316 troops participate, which was a 1% increase over 2021's troops. We also saw an 11% increase for the number of girls that participated in the program. We ended the year with 1,757 girls participating in the program. We also saw an almost 17% increase over 2021 in our total sales. The program ended with $592,448 in total sales. $26,755 went towards Adopt a Soldier donations. So our girls worked really hard to gather donations for our servicemen and women to give them a nut or candy treat while they are serving for our country. That was an 11% increase over 2021. And finally, we did see our average sales per girl increase. I wanted to get it right down to the penny here. So it's, $327 and 43 cents, if you will. But that was an increase over the 2021 per girl average of $321.48. So our goals for the 2023 fall product program are to meet budgeted sales of $582,714 and also increase the number of girls selling from 1,782 girls. So last year, you saw just previously that we wrapped up the sale with 1,757 girls. And so that goal will be easily achieved this year because I know our membership teams are doing a great job of recruiting new girls to the Girl Scout experience. We also would like to maintain our per girl average of around $327 of sales per girl. So today's training goals, we will cover the responsibilities of the service unit coordinator. We'll take a look at the products we'll offer for 2023, as well as the rewards. And then I'll kind of hand things over to Aaron, and he'll look at the M2 media system and just share any updates or improvements. So before we take a look at what's new for 2023, I wanted to pause and see if there are any questions. All right, we'll keep rolling right along then. So the first item that is new for 2023 is a product offering of Cheddar Caramel Crunch. This is available in person on the order card, as well as online for both direct ship and girl delivery. So we'll go through all of those delivery types here just a little later in the training, but that will be available no matter how a customer is shopping. And it is a very yummy and addictive treat. There are sample bags of this product at your local service center. And so I do invite you to stop in and grab a bag or two to share with your troop or other volunteers. And they did not skimp on these sample bags, but each area has some bags to share with you. And it's a really yummy treat I encourage you to try. I also wanted to share some price changes with you. Our Adopt a Soldier donations are now $6 per donation. We were informed by M2 this past year as we were planning that it is time for us. We were one of the last councils to raise our donation, and so now is the time to do so. We also are increasing our fruit slices to $8 a bag. That is a $1 increase over last year. And then we are increasing the deluxe pecan clusters, peanut butter bears, dulce de leche owls, and dark chocolate caramel caps from $8 to $9 a box. Again, those are recommended based on recommendations from the M2 team. We do have a couple new online items that I'm excited to offer. Those of you that have been service unit coordinators with us for a while, you may remember the days when it was magazines and more. I think I remember little seed kits and Tervis tumblers and a few other odds and ends that people could buy online along with magazines. And so we've gotten away from that, but we are going to reintroduce a couple items. The first being BarkBox. So we are offering customers the opportunity to buy a BarkBox themed or a Girl Scout themed BarkBox. So I will show you what this BarkBox looks like, but that is available online for direct ship. It is going to be $19.99 for the box and then $5 in shipping as well. So that's a really fun opportunity for our dog-loving Girl Scouts. We also are bringing Tervis back as well. So there are all kinds of shapes, sizes, and styles of Tervis from MLB to NFL with all kinds of fun sayings as well. And so again, those will be available for online and direct ship as well. So I do want to share, we will talk about troop profit a little bit later in the training, but if a customer is to buy a BarkBox or a Tervis tumbler from a Girl Scout, that does count as a magazine item. So the troop profit will be the same as the magazine troop profit, which is $3 per item. I do want to note, typically BarkBox is a subscription type box. This does not opt a customer into the subscription service. It is a one-time themed box. Everybody is kind of trying this out and seeing whether or not it's a hit, and we'll see if it takes off. So I did want to share with you, this is what I wanted to sneak in really quick to the training. This is a really quick example of what the BarkBox customer will receive. So there is a can of Berry Trio treats, and it's very similar to the can of fall product items, you know, like our Hot Cajun Crunch or some of the other canned items. So it'll be interesting, you know, if a customer happens to put their cans in the same place as their dog treats. It's human safe to eat, but you know, you may want to keep those separate. Also included is this beret that you see on the screen. It is something that you can bribe your dog to wear for a cute photo opportunity and make them part of the Girl Scout family. But not only is it a photo opportunity, but it's also a toy, because after they're done posing and sitting pretty for their picture, then they can tear it apart and it crinkles and squeaks as well. So it's really fun for our dog-loving customers. We also are offering for the first time the Fall Product and Cookie Program Crossover Patch. So this allows girls who participate in 23 fall products and 24 cookies to possibly earn this crossover patch. So what I really like about this is to earn the fall product portion of this crossover patch is the same requirements as to earn the girls' personalized patch. So sending 18 or more emails from M2, $300 in total sales, and designing her avatar as well. So if she earns the fall personalized patch, she's already on her way to earning the crossover patch. The next step she'll need to do is sell 400 or more boxes of cookies in the 2024 cookie program. At the end of the program, I'll be collecting all of the girls' names who reached that milestone, sending them off to Erin, and then we'll get those patches produced for the girl. As you can see, the girl's avatar is pictured from the fall product program. And then spoiler alert, the new cookie mascot for 24, the axolotl, is present on the patch as well. So that's a fun new opportunity for our Girl Scouts. So I wanted to pause before we continue and just check in and see if there were any questions.
Why does it have the axolotl but not the ocelot?
I think, and maybe Erin can answer this better, but I think because they include the fall product avatar, but I'm not 100% sure. That's a good question. Erin, do you happen to know?
You know what? That is a great question. I think sometimes what we struggle with is the mascots don't necessarily coexist in the same world, and so because we're really dealing with real life animals, so I'd say probably that might be the design piece of it. But because it's really a cookie focus, what we do is we carry over the cookie mascot, but carry also her that Girl Scouts fall avatar as well. So that's the best answer I got for you, because there have been years where both of them are included, but my sense is just from a design standpoint, the worlds didn't coexist this year.
Thanks, Erin. I appreciate that. I wouldn't have even thought of that myself, so I appreciate that. Any other questions before we move on? All right. So many of you are already aware of what and when and how we need to do things as far as service unit coordinator responsibilities, but it never hurts just to touch base and remind everyone. But as the service unit coordinator, you are the go-to for troop questions, especially from troops in your specific service unit. You also are our troop trainer and sales material distributor. So hopefully by now you have received your troop training paperwork. That was slated to arrive last week, the week of August 14th. I know some areas and some offices received it a little bit earlier than that. But if you haven't yet received that, please go ahead and drop that in the chat. And that way I can follow up with you and make sure we get you some paperwork. I do want to note that we don't send the full amount of paperwork to each service unit that is needed for all of the troops or girls that will participate. We do send each coordinator a portion of the paperwork. We do that because we know some of our or many of our volunteers will swing by their local office or pick up things while they're shopping for their Girl Scout uniform for the year. So we do also have the rest of your service unit paperwork at the local office for troops and Girl Scouts to pick up there. If you need additional paperwork, please don't hesitate to let your membership or program staff know. You can also let me know and we can get more mailed to you. But I just wanted to share that we do have kind of a method to our madness in the fact that we do divide up how that paperwork is sent. We do ask that our service unit coordinators conduct some sort of a troop level training for our troops in your service unit. That can be done either virtually or in person. We are seeing more of a cry from some of our leaders that we want more in-person things. And while it may not be feasible to offer several council level troop trainings, it will be helpful, especially if you want to distribute some of that sales material to offer a brief training for your local troops. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. When I send you the follow-up to this training tomorrow afternoon, I will also include the troop training PowerPoint so that you can use that or share that with your troops. And that way, then, if you have the ability, you can train your troops. We will also, at the council level, I will be hosting a troop training on September 12th. That is intended to be a catch-all for any troops that didn't get trained during a service unit opportunity or couldn't make that or would prefer to attend virtually. And we will get that link shared out when we approach the date closer to September 12th. We do find that in-person training is the best way to distribute sales material. So that does include those troop envelopes and permission forms and things. Again, if that didn't arrive at your home, please don't hesitate to let me know. We have found that troop level trainings that are conducted at the service unit level are more impactful, but again, we do offer one because I know a lot of your schedules are busy as well. So if a training just doesn't fit, that's why we offer a council level training, no problem. You're also the supervisor of online product and reward orders. So if a troop needs assistance in entering their product or their reward orders, you have the tools to assist them. We will go through what that looks like in the M2 system just a little bit later in the training. You also are assistant for the fall product deliveries. As many of you are aware, one of the biggest responsibilities of being the coordinator is securing a delivery location. This year, if I could have those delivery locations by September 18th, that would be ideal. If you need help, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would be happy to help you. You're also the membership team and your staff may know of local churches or libraries that may be able to facilitate a delivery. We can also have deliveries to a home as well. If you already have a date or a location in mind, feel free to go ahead and either drop that in the chat or send me an email and I'll get those added. Delivery week, we will talk a little bit later, but that will be November 6th through the 10th this year. So anytime during that window that works best for you and your location will work for our staff to come out and help you and get our troops their product. We do ask that you print delivery tickets prior to the delivery date. We are also more than willing to help and or print those and bring them with us to your delivery site. We'll go through how to print those a little bit later in the training. Then you'll facilitate and oversee that troop pickup, and also collect any signed troop agreement forms. You'll then give those troop agreement forms to the local staff member that is present at your delivery. You also assist with fall product reward deliveries. Again, as in the last few years, the rewards won't be arriving with the product. Rewards will arrive separately and after the product. They are slated this year to arrive the week of November 20th. Some of our service unit coordinators choose to have their product delivered to their homes. Others choose to have them delivered to their local service center. Please go ahead, and when you let me know your delivery, you can let me know where you want your rewards sent as well. Then if you have those rewards sent to you, you'll help schedule and facilitate a troop reward pickup as well. And finally, throughout this process, you'll collaborate with the membership program and myself, the product sales staff. And in anything you need assistance with, any of those teams are more than willing to help you. I see a few questions pop in the chat here, so I think now is a good time to pause. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. Otherwise, I will take a look here at the chat. Okay, Crystal, I do see that you need some paperwork, so I will I'll touch base with you. I know you said in your email you would let me know about how much paperwork you're looking for. So if you want to send that my way, I get some in the mail for you. Kelly, thanks for answering. I did say that the delivery dates are November 6th through the 10th this year. We will be going through delivery dates a little later in the training as well. Linda, thank you for your feedback that it would be helpful if there were lines between the different products on the delivery tickets. I'm not sure if that's something that M2 or Ashton can do for this year, but that's some helpful feedback that they could take back for future years. Becky, thanks for your delivery site. For business hours for that delivery, Megan, that's whatever works best for you. If it's an evening delivery works better for you and your troops, that works just fine for product or rewards. It does need to be delivered during business hours because that is the time that our warehouses are working. The product will be sent to our warehouses, and then we have regional warehouses that take care of our service units. And so that does need to be delivered during business hours. So if we need to work out something different, feel free to reach out to me after the training, and I'd be happy to work on something with you. Yes, Drew, the rewards are coming separately this year. And in fact, that's actually a perfect segue to this next slide, that rewards will arrive separately from troop product. So the target delivery date is the week of November 20th. They could arrive earlier than that. And if there is a delay after the 20th, I will absolutely be in communication with you, but we have not seen a delay like that in years past. So again, you can have those rewards arrive to your home. You could also have them arrive at your local service center. If you don't mind letting me know where you'd like those to go, that would be super helpful. Megan, yes. So Megan asked, do I just assign someone within my troop or something if I cannot be able during those hours of the initial drop? So again, we'll cover a lot of these details when we talk about delivery a little bit later. But yes, if you are not able to be available during the delivery, you can let the staff member know at your local office, and we can have them receive the delivery. And then if you can find another volunteer to just kind of be in your place at the time, that would be ideal. But again, if you want to, I'd be happy to chat with you after that, and we can get the, Tiffany and the Peoria team involved as well. All right, so taking a look at some of the council fall product details, any of our Girl Scouts who do not have an outstanding debt, what we call OSB, we will cover the OSB process here in depth shortly. But as long as they owe no money to our council, they are eligible to participate, but they must also have a signed parent permission form. You're going to hear me harp on that parent permission form quite a bit, but that is because it's really important. If a Girl Scout is even thinking about participating in fall product, go ahead and collect a parent permission form that's signed from her. Additionally, any troop that owes no debt to our council is eligible to participate. We will have a troop, either the troop leader or the troop fall product coordinator, sign that troop coordinator agreement form. So as far as collecting these forms, the parent permission form should be collected by the troop leader, and they should just go ahead and hang on to those signed forms until the end of the program, especially if, to make sure that there are no outstanding debt or things that we need the permission slips for. For the troop agreements, those will be brought to you by the troop leader or coordinator when they come to pick up their product November 6th through the 10th. And then you'll give that to the local staff member, and we'll hold on to those at our council offices. We do have some training resources available. So we are in the process of building our council website. The troop training will be there, as well as all of our forms, girl training resources, and any of the order forms or other information will be present on our website. Within the M2 Media website, once that link is live, there are also a lot of helpful materials within that site as well. So I did want to go ahead and share our council URL. This is the website that our volunteers will go to manage their website and their troop. This is also where our Girl Scouts will go to create their accounts and manage their online sales. So service unit and troop coordinator emails will launch September 15th. And so that gives everyone about a week to take a look and make sure all troops are present, all the girls in the troop are where they need to be. We'll get everything settled, and then the girl parent emails will launch September 22nd. And that is also the first day of the program and the sale. So that will start September 22nd. Prior to or while we're getting ready to launch, I will be updating and adding your delivery site information to M2. So just make sure that you either update or verify your contact information in M2, because that is shared on delivery tickets and other things, and we want to make sure that all of that information is as correct as possible. I do go in before the 15th and make sure that it is all correct, but a second set of eyes certainly doesn't help with things or doesn't hurt things. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand things over to Erin Parker. Erin, I am going to mute myself, but I didn't know if you wanted me to go ahead and advance the slides for you, and I'll also keep an eye on the chat.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, if you could do that, advance the slides, that'd be wonderful, Emma. Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, it's great to be with you this evening. Again, my name is Erin Parker. I'm with M2 and Ashland Farms. So basically, when we talk tonight about the magazines and a couple of the new products with the Tervis tumblers and the Bark Box, those are items via M2. And then the Nut Candy chocolate items that we discussed, those are from Ashland Farms. So again, thanks so much for the opportunity to be here tonight. So really, the key thing is a carryover, not only from the fall product program, but also for the cookie program as well, that consistency of the focus on the 5 skills that Girl Scouts developed through this program, those being goal setting, money management, people skills, decision-making, and business ethics. Like basically all these activities encompass a focus on those 5 specific skills. And certainly one of the big things that we focus on is this actual experience, participation in the fall product program, cookie program is a learning experience. It basically gives each Girl Scout an opportunity to engage friends and family and develop skills. We also know that troops earn proceeds through this program as well. So we know that troops are very active in a variety of different things. And so this gives that opportunity to be able to help provide resources to be able to do travel, camp, a variety of different activities. We also know that troops give back to the local community. There's great opportunities. They invest in a variety of different ways in different organizations and different projects in the community. So this helps to fund that. And then it also helps to provide many of the great programs that exist all throughout the council. So one of the key things that I want to highlight is really the why of the program. It's one of the things that as you talk to your troops, we always encourage that they take time with each of the Girl Scouts to really walk through what's their why? Why are they participating in the program? Is it because they want to take an opportunity to participate in a troop activity together? Is it because they have a specific project that they want to work on as a troop? Is it a certain adventure that they want to go on? Is it an individual goal in terms of maybe some specific skills that Girl Scout wants to develop? So really taking time at the troop level to walk through that as much as possible with each of the Girl Scouts and really get a sense for each of the individual girls' whys, and then for that troop's why overall. Because what I can tell you is once they've identified what they want to do, learn, and grow through the program, they'll be incredibly successful, and it'll help them to really hone in and focus on what they want to do. So every year, as Emma mentioned, we have a different mascot. Just some fun facts about the ocelots. They range all the way from down in Argentina all the way to the southwestern United States. Typically, they're about 3 feet in length, about 35 pounds, and they run a little faster than me at 38 miles per hour. So really quick. They are a solitary kind of exclusive territories. So they have very big areas that they like to oversee, about 35 square miles. So they're not densely populated. However, they are considered an endangered species, and that is largely due to habitat destruction. So as we go through and you see all the different rewards and everything, you'll see how this mascot is carried out. As mentioned before, troop proceeds, it's $1.25 per nut and candy item purchased in person on the nut order card or online. And then for every magazine, bark box, or Tervis purchase, the troop's going to receive $3 in troop proceeds. Now, that online shopping experience, friends and family are going to receive an email from that Girl Scout. Maybe they'll get a text or a social media invite. However they engage with that Girl Scout, they'll basically click on a link. They'll see that Girl Scout's avatar. Maybe that Girl Scout recorded a voice message, and they'll see that. And then they'll basically click on the store link for magazines, for nuts and chocolates, for tumblers, or the bark box, make purchases, and all those track back to that individual Girl Scout. Certainly, if that Girl Scout also offered the opportunity to that friend and family to also do online Girl Delivered, when they click on the nut store, it'll pop up a screen very similar to the one on the right-hand side there that says, hey, if you want to save shipping costs, just order online Girl Delivered, pay with a credit card, and that Girl Scout will deliver. However, if you can't wait and you want that product as soon as possible, you can go ahead and have that shipped to you and pay shipping and get that product quickly. The top selling items from this past fall, let's just say it's a chocolate world. This is specific to your council, Girl Scouts of Central Illinois. Number 1 item is the Deluxe Pecan Clusters. Number 2 is the Peanut Butter Bears. Number 3 is the English Butter Toffee. 4 is the Dulce de Leche Owls. And then number 5 is the Dark Chocolate Caramel Caps. As mentioned before, this is an amazing new product. Make sure to get some of those samples. They're amazing. They're very cheesy and very, very good, all inside of a resealable bag. We also have Girl Scout tin, which features the milk chocolate mint treasures, and so those are inside of the Girl Scout memory box tin, which is this year the second in the series of 3 that is called the Peace Out Girl Scout. So it's featured there up at the very top. It's kind of focused more in on the 60s and 70s. And so one of the great things about this tin, besides a fun tin and great product, is they're also stackable as well. And so you can use these through the years to keep Girl Scout memorabilia. Also, sticking in that same theme, we've got the chickadees on the mushroom tin there as well. Kind of going to the 60s theme, a little psychedelic with the lights and the mushrooms. We've got inside that tin, we not only have the chocolate pretzels, but we also have a version with the Deluxe Pecan Clusters as well. So there's a couple different tins that are available, not only in the order card, but also online or direct shipped.
Really quick, just wanted to dive in with a question. We had someone ask, are all things available by girl delivery? And I just wanted to mention that any of the items that are on that order card will be available for girl delivery. But there are additional items that aren't offered on our order card that customers can choose, but those will be for direct ship only. That also includes the BarkBox and the Tervis tumblers will be direct ship only as well. And then as we talk about the mushroom tin, I know we have both the milk chocolate pretzels and the deluxe pecan clusters in that tin. One of the tips I have, because that is the same tin, if you actually gently flip the tin boxes upside down and open them upside down, you'll see the labels, which are different, and that will help to help you sort them. Aaron, we did have the question that popped up, why are they putting two candies in the same tin? That has been confusing over the last few years.
Sure. Yes, let's see. Part of its sourcing is just having one of the tins. We try to differentiate as much as possible through the naming on the other side. Certainly, we can look in the future at just having one of the products as opposed to the two, but what we found is both products are so successful at your council that usually the funny part is most councils, it doesn't do well with having two different products in the tin, but for some reason this both these products do really well within your council. So best thing I can suggest, as you said, is you'll see on the very bottom the language is different on each. And we will look at some ways maybe that we can differentiate them a little bit more with some of the labeling in the future.
Definitely. Thanks, Aaron. We hear you. We appreciate your feedback. And so we will try to change that in the future. But I think for now we're caught up on questions. Feel free to keep those coming in the chat. But otherwise, Aaron, I'll toss it back to you. Sorry for hijacking the training there for a minute.
Oh, no. Great. Glad to answer questions. And we'll go to the next slide. So in addition to nut candy and chocolate items, there's also magazines. So we have all the top selling magazines that are part of the program: People Magazine, Food Network, Sports Illustrated. It's really easy to renew. So if somebody's even maybe has an existing magazine that goes for another 6 months, you can easily add on another year subscription. And there's a box you just check to say it's a renewal, and it'll just add that extra year right onto your existing remaining 6 months. So it's really easy to do. And there's no cost in shipping to magazines at all. So still a great option for many friends and family. As was mentioned earlier, we also have Tervis tumblers as well. So there are about 400 different tumblers available, everything from different sports teams, collegiate teams. We've got a number of the kind of the stainless steel tumblers as well. So with some fun phrases on them. These are all available online, direct ship. The cost for shipping is $5.99, and then for each additional tumbler kind of beyond that, it's $1. It's the big hit and cost is that initial box, and then there's just a little extra added on for each tumbler after that as we put those in the box. So still a great option and new this year. And then of course, for that other member of the family, we've got BarkBox this year. The box looks very similar to this, featured right behind our friend there in the middle. It's got the beret with a squeaky toy inside. So the trick is to use the treat as a bribe for that dog to keep the beret on long enough to get the photo. So that's the trick right there. So because that squeaky toy makes it an awful lot of fun. And you can see that we've got the berry trios there featured in the back left-hand corner that kind of come in a pop top can. Certainly if somebody accidentally eats one of those, I'd be interested to know what it tastes like, but it is good for human consumption, so don't worry about it. So it's all good. There's also the fall personalized patch as well. So there's two different backgrounds there. Far right, you've got the waterfall scene. The middle there, you've got kind of the ocelot hanging out on the tree. The way that Girl Scout earns that is log in, design that avatar, utilize the share my site feature. What that is either posting on social media, or it's as simple as send a text to that parent or guardian, and that qualifies you for sharing the site. Of course, with the sharing to parent or guardian, we always encourage them, that's texting basically, to send that link off to friends and family. So it makes for a really great way to reach out to folks who maybe aren't checking email, but check text on a regular basis, and you can access the store that way. Girl Scout earns that by selling $350 in total sales and then sending 18 emails as part of the program. There's also a crossover patch as well that's new this year. That basically very similar thing: log in, design an avatar, utilize the share features, reach that $350 in total sales, and then send in 18 emails. The only other qualifier is that during the cookie program, reaching 400 packages of cookies. And then what happens is that automatically gets sent back, or gets sent off to that Girl Scout family at their home address. I think I saw a question pop up. So on the Bark Box, those are $19.99 each. And then shipping on them are $5 each. And because they're an individual box, we're not putting multiples inside of a box. It's basically $19.99 for the product, and then $5 in shipping for each one. So if you order 4, you'll basically have to pay $19.99 4 times plus the $5 shipping 4 times, because we'll send 4 different separate shipping boxes. All the rewards are featured on the back of the nut order card. A number of different reward items there. We've got patches, we've got plushes, a couple things to highlight. One of those, and this is a key thing, is that all of the items are combined, which basically means that if you sell a nut item, magazine, tumbler, or a Bark Box, those are all going to total up, and you'll qualify based off from the number of items sold. One of the unique things about the patch is that the patch down the bottom left-hand corner, the one Own Your Magic that says 3 magazine items, we actually consider tumblers and the Bark Boxes as magazines and more. So if you happen to sell, let's say, 1 magazine, 1 tumbler, and 1 of those Bark Boxes, that's 3 of magazines and more, and you'd actually qualify for the Own Your Magic patch. So just something to call out there. With that new product edition, that does give Girl Scouts more opportunity to be able to qualify for that Own Your Own Magic patch as well. But you'll see all the different levels. There's many different options, especially at the upper levels, between items or the Nutty Bucks, or also with Emma, the Travel Dough. Did you highlight what that was, or did you need me to pause for a moment on that?
I would be happy to take a second here and just touch base on that. Some of our service unit coordinators might have encountered this with cookies last year, but our council is offering Travel Dough. And so again, this was first debuted in 2023 cookies, and it was relatively successful, especially for those girls who are travel minded. And so I'm very pleased that we are able to offer this for fall product as well. And so for each of the items or levels where a girl would receive Nutty Bucks, she could choose Travel Dough instead. Travel Dough won't expire for 5 years. So if she knows that there is a trip in 2026 that she really wants to go on, she can store up this Travel Dough and use the balance of that to help pay for or pay towards her council sponsored trips. So for example, in 2025, we'll be heading to Japan. And so if a Girl Scout is interested in that trip, she could use the 23 cookie Travel Dough, 23 fall product Travel Dough, and so on, to build up a nice balance to help pay towards that council sponsored trip to Japan. So this is a great opportunity for our girls. And I think that we're going to see a huge uptick in this, especially as our council trips look like they are a lot of fun. So that's a fun opportunity for our girls this year.
Great. Thank you. All right, so we talked about the Girl Scout experience with some of the different products that are available for friends and family, some of the different opportunities there. Now we'll walk through the volunteer experience, and a few different things there. You at the service unit level, as well as at the troop level, will receive an invitation to access the M2OS software just a little bit before the start of the program. You'll receive an email invitation. There's a troop training video. We're very much into just-in-time training. And so while there will be kind of an overall troop training that council does and that you'll be part of, of training your troops in terms of program details. What this troop training video is specific to the software. It's really about a 10-minute video that's focused in on the M2OS software and all the tools that are available right before they log into the system. So when they get access. So basically they'll log in, they'll watch this training video, and they'll be able to utilize all the different tools. One of the things we do ask the troops to utilize right after logging in is queuing up the parent adult email campaign emails, which I'll talk about in just a moment. And of course, we also ask that volunteer to basically create their avatar patch, because there is a troop photo that the Girl Scouts within the troop have access to. One of the big things that the Girl Scouts are looking for is that troop volunteer leader's avatar, to make sure that it's complete inside of the troop photo. So you definitely want to give your troops a heads up about that. So that parent adult email campaign, what that is when that troop volunteer logs in, we'll have uploaded all of the registered Girl Scouts. And so you'll see a list within your troop of all first and last name and email addresses. This is where that troop volunteer is going to make sure the email addresses are correct. Maybe there's the registration email, but then they utilize one for kind of their Girl Scout stuff as a different one. So they want to update that. Maybe they notice that a Girl Scout's missing. That's no problem. Just go ahead and enter in that girl's name and email address. Certainly, once that Girl Scout gets into the system, we'll make sure she is registered. But we want to make sure that all the Girl Scouts in that troop get an invitation. Because what happens is this gets queued up for the first day of the program. Launch email comes out from the troop volunteer directly to that Girl Scout and her family. And we get about a 74% open rate. That's because it's coming from the troop. Now, I can't guarantee they read it, but at least they're going to open it. What we know is if we send out a generic one, not from the troop volunteer, it's much lower open rate. So definitely is something I want to encourage your troops to queue this up for that first day of the program. There's also lots of tools that are available for the troop volunteer. And again, that 10-minute troop training video is going to take that volunteer through all the ins and outs of where to find things, all that. But some of the things that they can do, they can message to each of the Girl Scouts within the troop, sending encouraging notes, milestones, highlighting different deadlines. Also, that troop volunteer can enter in nut orders. We do encourage the Girl Scout and family to enter in those totals off the nut order card, but certainly if that Girl Scout family misses a deadline and that troop leader maybe needs to enter an order or make an edit, they have the ability to do that. They also have the ability to select rewards. So if that Girl Scout doesn't do it for some reason, they're able to make those adjustments. Lots of different sales reports available. One of my favorites is a report called the Troop Summary Report. It's really good. Highlight of all the sales, proceeds, and amount due within that troop. And then last but not least, lots of different reports around banking, payment information, all that kind of stuff as you manage the troop finances. In addition, there is an opportunity for that the troop leadership that are engaged with the Fall Product Program to earn their very own avatar patch as well. The way that works is when they log in, just make sure to set up their account. Make sure to do that avatar because the girls are going to be on the lookout for it, but it also helps that volunteer if they're going to earn this patch. Once the troop reaches $1,800 in total sales, they'll be able to earn this. And then last but not least, part of the key things with earning that is they need to make sure to do that parent adult email campaign. Remember where I showed you at the beginning, they make sure all the email addresses and all the Girl Scouts are listed there. That's important in order to qualify for this patch as well. All those qualifications are met. What will happen is they'll basically get this sent to our printer, and then they'll receive that. Typically, the patches arrive in like about 10 to 12 weeks. They'll receive that directly to their preferred address, mailing address.
Aaron, if I may jump in here really quick, I was waiting to get to the patches, but I did want to point out that in an earlier slide, I did make an error when it came to the fall product personalized patch for the girls. And so I originally had said that it was $300 or more in sales. It is $350 or more in sales. I did have $350 in later slides, but I did want to make sure that I highlighted that, and I will get that updated when I send this PowerPoint deck to you.
There's also a service unit level dashboard as well. That's where you come into play. Some of the tools that are available there. You can message to your troops. You can message to those, all your troops. You can message to those maybe that have participated or are participating. So lots of different groups there that you can communicate with. You can also, if there's any edits that need to be made to Girl Nut orders, you're able to do that with the nut order card entry. There's also sales reports for each of your different troops, for your service unit overall. And then you're able to see kind of banking and payment information as well related to each of your troops. So lots of different tools that you have access to there as well. And then, of course, there is a patchoning opportunity for you as a service unit as well. Make sure to log in, build that avatar, and as a thank you, Small Tank, its token of gratitude is that we will, once your service unit reaches at least $1 in sales, we'll get that sent to the printer, and you'll receive that about 10 to 12 weeks after that first $1 happens. So again, thank you so much for all the work that you do, and this will be a great way to kind of commemorate the fall 2023 season. Once everything's kind of complete, you're gonna basically get products, and then you're gonna receive that from the delivery agent. You'll set up times for your troops to stop by. You'll sort everything, set up times for your troops to come by, pick up that product. Then once your troop gets the product, they're gonna set up times, certainly in advance, for the Girl Scout families to come pick up products from them and get all that distributed to the Girl Scouts for customers. There's delivery tickets available within the software. So at your level, you can look at the totals for the service unit. And I know Emma had kind of gone through some details on that earlier, but you can run tickets for your service unit level. Also, you can run them for your troop level as well. So once you receive the product, you want to make sure to print those. Certainly there's signature lines on those as well to get the signatures, all that good stuff. But it's a great way to utilize that in sorting and packing, so that you make sure you get the right items to each of the troops. And then, of course, rewards will come. As Emma had mentioned, those come a little bit later. Once you receive those, what we always recommend is that you print off the reward ticket by troop, sort it out, bag it up, and then have the troops swing by and get it, and then they can distribute that product, those rewards to the Girl Scouts at a future day. And then, as I mentioned, there's reward delivery tickets. So you can run them by your total service unit when you receive them from M2. And then you can run the individual tickets for your troops and sort those out. And then, as I mentioned earlier, but here's just kind of a look at it on the right-hand side. One of my favorite reports is the Troop Summary Report. Prints out on one page, or you can email it, PDF it, however you want to do it. It's got a great summary of the total sales, shows you the troop proceeds towards the bottom, and then the amount due to council. So it's a great way to just kind of have a great summary report for by troop. All right, so FAQs. There's always a lot of questions, and some questions show up more than others. And so here's kind of the top 5 questions that we typically get. So I was just going to kind of run through these with you really quick before we talk about kind of M2 customer service and kind of wrap things up. But first one is, how do I reset my password? So that happens. I know I have like a billion passwords and I forget. There is a forgot password option. So at the M2 site, and again, you get there through either the email link that you receive a few days before the start of the program, or if you're a Girl Scout, the one you receive on the day of, there's a link there that says forgot password, and you can reset that very easily. It's on the flyer as well. So it's in a lot of different places, that URL link that's unique to your council. But click forgot password and you can reset it. When can a supporter expect a direct ship nut order placement? Well, once somebody places a nut order online, they get soon after a confirmation of the order. And then within about 2 weeks, that product will go out the door and they'll get a shipping confirmation email that's got tracking information on it. So those are kind of the 2 key emails. Certainly in a moment, I'll share with you the customer service information from M2. If anybody has any questions, they can just reach out to them and get details. When will the participant receive their personalized patch? On average, about 10 to 12 weeks after they've earned the patch, as long as they've included a mailing address in there that gets sent to production and gets out within about 10 to 12 weeks. What if a participant didn't find their name as they log in to the platform? No worries, because they're able to set up an account, build their avatar, queue up all the emails and all that. However, if there is not a match to the membership registration, they get put into what's called a holding tank. Council checks that, aka Emma checks that multiple times over the course of the day. If she's got a Girl Scout that does not appear to be registered, she'll find the registration. If there is not a registration, they'll go through the process of reaching out to that Girl Scout family to get registered. So no worries there. And last but not least, when can I expect my online girl delivery items? Well, over the course of the program, friends and family are going to place orders, pay with a credit card, and then basically all those products are going to get delivered to the service units first part of November. So we always say that Girl Scout can expect to deliver the products to customers about mid-November. So that's when they'll get their online girl delivered items. Last but not least, customer care. We strongly encourage you. You're going to get questions over the course of the program. Folks are going to, certainly there's all kinds of different folks are in different spots with technology. If they have challenges, certainly help them. If you'd like to refer them off to our customer care team, we would love to help folks that may be having challenges with logging into the site or may have specific software questions. We've got a team there that's cross-trained in that. They're cross-trained in any customer inquiries about where's my magazine, the nut item that was supposed to get shipped to me. Can you get me tracking details? Questions like that, please feel free to give a call. If there's any questions about just the overall program, our folks there are really actually love their jobs and love to help out Girl Scout volunteers, customers. So definitely give them that number. What I always encourage is if somebody does reach out to you and have these questions, I always encourage you to give the number and then just tell them to call you back if they're not, if they don't get their problem solved. Because what I can tell you is if you call on someone's magazine to find out the status of it, they're going to ask you questions like, well, what's the mailing address it's going to? And you're going to be like, oh, I'm not sure. What magazine? How many subscriptions? You're going to have questions that maybe you don't have answers to. So I always just encourage you to pass along the number, pass along that site, support Girl Scouts, nutsandmags.com. There's lots of FAQs there. There's also an opportunity to submit a ticket for our customer care team to help out. So they are available 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, starting after Labor Day, and then also 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays Eastern time. They're there to help. So a lot of great folks there. Definitely reach out if you have any questions or any of those folks that you support, whether it's volunteers, Girl Scout families, or their customers. This is a great number for contact information to reach out to as well. So with that, thank you so much for all you do. We appreciate your continued support of Girl Scouting, the Fall Product Program. We can tell you that you are a vital part of this program, especially with the infrastructure and your supporter troops that ultimately help to make this a great experience for Girl Scouts. So thank you.
Thank you very much to Aaron for taking time out of your evening to join us and present that portion of the training. I did just want to highlight a couple of questions here that I thought would be helpful. But what if a participant earned the personalized patch but didn't enter an address? They will be prompted to do so. Each year then, right about the time cookies start is when people realize I haven't gotten that patch. And so I am always able to check that, and we can always get one started for a girl if they didn't enter an address. But they will be prompted to add that before it's sent off to production. We also had a question about if it's possible for both parents of a girl to have an account in the case of divorced parents. And unfortunately, we can't have a girl have 2 email logins. It is tied to one specific email login. So parents will need to share. And I do recommend in that case, sometimes creating a generic email that maybe even the girl is in charge of might be the safest option. But again, that unfortunately cannot be done for the divorced parents. Yes, Julie, that does happen. So so Julie said, I've seen where parents get emails about fall product sales and start selling in troops where leaders have not been trained. That's either because the leaders have not been able to take the training, but also if a parent adult email campaign is not started for a troop, then there is a generic email that comes more from the council level that's automatically sent to girls to start selling as well. So it is possible that parents could get an email in a troop where they are not trained. If that's the case, I would refer them to either the recorded training online or to myself, and we can get them trained really quickly. That does conclude our training for this evening. I am more than willing to answer any additional questions that any of you may have. But otherwise, I want to thank you again for taking time out of your evening to attend this training. I will be sending a follow-up with the link to the recording of this, the troop training documents, and a few other details to you as well. But just as a reminder, if you have details for delivery locations already, please feel free to send those my way via email. But otherwise, I hope you all have a great evening, and thank you so much for being a service unit coordinator and for taking time to attend this training. But have a great evening, everyone. And Aaron, thanks so much for being on. Danielle, when can you start handing out paperwork to your troops? Paperwork is available in your local offices. Those should be available by the start of September. And so feel free to drop by. It's also at your local office already. So if it's not out, just feel free to drop by and have that passed out, but you can go ahead and pass that out to your troops. Just make sure that no one starts selling till September 22nd. Thanks everybody again, and I hope you all have a great night. I'll hang on here for just a few more minutes in case there's any additional questions, but otherwise I hope you guys have a good evening. I am going to go ahead and stop the recording as well, but thank you for your evening or for your time this evening.